Hello, everybody. My name is K19. Welcome back to another stream. I've been keeping this up, yeah, like trying to stream at least, once every week. I got Leo here. He's joining us today. He's right underneath my desk. He's just sitting there. Doesn't really enjoying the vibes. But yeah, today we're going to be playing Kerbal Space Program. I almost didn't stream today. I almost wanted to work on something else, but really didn't involve streaming. But oh well, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you, Deturama, for following. I don't know why my newest follower, a little thing, just wanted to shift to the right, or the left. Should be centered underneath there. I don't know why. I have it locked down, so I really don't understand why that's happening, why that's the case. Theo is just he's wanting a little bit of attention, so I'm trying to give it to heading with so yeah. Dogs are cute. Theo. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna go into Kerbal Space Program. Haven't played KSP in a while. I think last time I played, I was working on save game idea that I had. Because I'll start something in KSP and I'll think about it a lot and I'll start it and then I'll just ditch it for a few months and then I'll get dissatisfied and go do something else. But what we're doing, I'm just checking. What we're doing is this is a save game I started. I had the idea, okay, let's put a fuel depot around Minmus, and then we can have a craft that sort of flies between Minmus and surface of Minmus, the station around Minmus, Kerbin, or even the Mun, and just refuels along the way. So I have made some craft files for this versus this hopper right here, the Minmus Orlander. One thing I'm doing is I'm sort of pretending, or I guess role-playing a little bit, that, oh yeah, certain vehicles are made by certain companies, so this is a Grumman vehicle. Grumman logo is very based, not a lot. I hit my toe. The second thing I made is I made the space station. This is the exact fuel station itself. that we're gonna send up. Hold, I think Leo actually. Oh, he wants his ball. Ball was stuck underneath there, or it's like a ball, but it's like a cupcake ball. That Leo has. Because it's Leo. So I made this. Now what we're doing is I'm making a short that is lined. Hello, James Duke Dog. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I'm sure I'll get into my day later, but I was workshopping the actual craft in and of itself, earlier. Like, what is this craft going to look like that's supposed to shuttle between all these places, right? So this is what I sort of started working on. You know, a cargo bay in the middle. You have 2 fuel tanks, it's liquid hydrogen, hydrolox. You have your engines at the back. And you have landing gear, which is supposed to be like, there's supposed to be engines that sort of go sort of land. It's sort of it'll land kind of like this, right? If it's kind of trying to land on the Mun or Minmus or whatever, something like that, right? And of course there will be corresponding engines down here. But the reason why I'm sort of making it bullet shaped is I want to have this thing aerobrake, and to like do a bit of role playing, I'm gonna give it like a starship style like heat shield, so it can aerobrake on the way back. Like do very deep aerobraking and, you know, pretend it doesn't burn up. Which obviously you don't have to worry about that all that much in Kerbal Space Program. I mean, you do it a little, but it's more for like show and roleplay reasons than anything else. So yeah, this is what I've been working on here. One thing that we probably should do is, where is the center of mass in this? Center of mass is a bit far forward, actually. I'm just gonna like see. Really? It's that far forward? I really didn't. I guess liquid hydrogen. Oh well. That's something we're probably going to have to worry about. This thing is also probably going to have a lot of really heavy RCS to sort of keep it stable. Now, one thing I don't actually have on this so far is I don't actually have a probe core anywhere on this. So I think that's something which I'm going to add. I'm going to actually add 2 probe cores. I'm going to add one over here, sort of in the center. Oh, hello, Nuclear. Welcome in. Yeah, I thought you might be curious into what I was doing, so I was like, oh yeah, I should probably send this over to him. I see you're playing KSP as well. I'm curious as to what you're working on. So, yeah, just sort of another probe core down here to, you know, actually control it so we can land it sort of this way. Or actually, yeah. So put it in the payload bay over here. Triangle. Yes. Oh yes. How was everyone's day today? You know what? Having a good Saturday. I went to the model train store today. Well, it's an antique store with a model train store sort of embedded in it, which is. But I ended up picking up a new DCC system because my old one that I got for free for helping a friend dismantle his layout finally conked out, and I want to run things. And then I also went ahead and bought some new track. You know, some sort of the wider radiuses, so I can actually run some of the some of my bigger equipment. It's just like easy track that's just going to go on the floor whenever I feel like it. But it is models. After that, I went to Costco with my family, my mom and my dad. So that was rather nice. And I had barbecue ribs today. Yesterday, after I came home, Oh yeah, I also read a little. I read more of Merging. Needless to say, I got ideas. But I'm sure those will appear in due time. Like, outfit this payload bay properly. Oops. Oh, that's engine plate attached to engine plate. Okay. Oh dang, hello, Kerbal. And yesterday, I also, decided for the first time in gosh knows how long, I decided to sit down and watch a movie. So I ended up watching, because I am a fan of the weirdest band to ever exist, also known as the Beach Boys. Unironically, once you get past their, like, early 60s surf rock, it's a lot of really weird and surprisingly good, good music. Sunflower is a peak album, but in addition to that, so I decided to watch Love and Mercy, which is Brian Wilson biopic. I like Brian Wilson. Oh, you friended me on Discord. Yes, I figured. I've done jack all today. I feel kind of bad, but oh well, tomorrow's another day. I've ordered some stuff this week, some military surplus, and a new job. Oh, what did you order? So yeah, I watched Love and Mercy, and it was a really good film. The problem with the reason why I like that movie so much is that, yeah, it's about an artist that I like, but also it doesn't do the standard biopic format where it's like, oh yeah, you know, from their earliest days to, you know, some point later in their career or whatnot. It focuses on specifically two periods of Brian's life, which was sort of Pet Sounds Smile era in the 60s, and then the 80s when he was basically being kidnapped by a psychiatrist or held hostage. And I really liked it. I really liked that it didn't go for the standard, oh yeah, we gotta, because I don't know, biopics can be so formulaic, and this one just didn't feel that way. Also, with this movie, I really did feel like I was watching Brian Wilson, and not a caricature of the person that they're trying to portray. That is another thing about this movie that I think is really good. And honestly, I wish more music biopics, or just more biopics in general, were like this, because then I'd maybe watch them more. See, that's my problem with, like, I also like Johnny Cash. Probably my third favorite musical. Like, I like the Beatles, I like the Beach Boys, and then I like Johnny Cash, right? In terms of, like, 1960s musical artists. And that's what always got me about the Johnny Cash biopic, is it always felt like I was watching a kind of a caricature of him, and it always felt like you were missing so many things. But not with this movie. Not with Love and Mercy, so. Had a good day so far. I got another English ad for me on the way, a Hornby LNR J52. Nice. Hello, Gam. Welcome in. I hope you are also doing well today as well. We need to go ahead and disable the staging for them. I guess another sort of thing is, how exactly is the fuel going to drain out of this? Like, is it going to drain out of all of it at the same time, or were you going to have to do some, like... I mean, the engines do kind of stay right there. Maybe what we can do is we can put some of this stuff up in the nose. I know the actual space shuttle did that for balance. And Starship does it too with its header tanks, because you have the big-ass engines at the back, right? And then you have your big engines at the back, and then up front you need to sort of balance it out. So they put a lot of the avionics, and with obviously the shuttle, the crew compartment was up there, all the brains of the shuttle were up there. With Starship, you have your header tanks up there for deorbit and landing. In addition to, obviously, the payload bay and all the avionics and whatnot. So I think we're going to have to do that with this craft as well. So, I'm not familiar with stock KSP, but I do know if you have all locks on the front and then LH2 in the back. That is true. This is not stock KSP. This is a mod that I have that adds, because stock KSP just has liquid fuel and what is it, liquid fuel and oxidizer. I have a mod that adds LH2. I have a mod that adds mod that adds hydrolox, methalox, and then the Keralox as well. And then the base liquid fuel is just kind of treated as like hypergolics, basically. So on that way on the space shuttle. Yeah, yeah. Let's actually see. We can always screw around with sort of configurations on this vehicle. I've already decided this is going to be the Star Cruiser, and the company I'm assigning to build this will be Lockheed, because Lockheed is the greatest Cold War aerospace manufacturer, and no one can tell me otherwise. Using chemical fuels, right? I don't remember the name of the mod. This is a mod pack I put together like a year and a half ago, and I completely forgot what's in it and what's not, and what mods are which. I guess we can just do, yeah, like put liquid hydrogen in the back, and then LH2, methane, oxidizer up front. Or maybe oxidizer in the back, right? And then liquid fuel or the hydrolox up front. Yeah, actually, that's no. Because remember, this thing isn't going to have wings, right? It's not a. It's not. This is meant to stay in space, or if it does land back on Kerbin, it'll do like a belly flop or whatever, something like that. So, I think just keeping, basically having tanks, like obviously in real life you probably wouldn't want to have liquid fuel and oxidizer tank up here, liquid fuel and oxidizer tank down here. You'd want to sort of balance it, but this is KSP and there's no real consequence to that other than just clicking a button. So liquid fuel and oxidizer, liquid fuel and oxidizer. Actually, hold up. This actually seems a bit front heavy, right? Actually, this fuel is heavier than these engines. What happens if you empty all of it out? Okay. I doubt this thing is going to be landing pretty empty. That's what it's like empty. I guess what we could do, right, is we could just almost do like a header tank situation like on Starship. And just empty that last. I guess we could do that. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do. So plus 1 fuel flow priority, plus 1 flow priority. And then by the time we actually get to this fuel, we won't be landing anywhere anyways, unless I want to like Space Station Enterprise this vehicle as like a surface base or whatever. Not a bad idea, actually. I know wet workshops really aren't a thing in KSP, but, you know, we can pretend. Leo is getting excited. He has decided to walk out of the room. So... Okay. So what I need, I also need... Yes. Actually, what I need... Battery. Then I need... Just to sort of... get this thing... Get the lad underway, so to speak. I always do that, some SAS, and a battery, just because that's sort of my standard package up front. Obviously we're gonna have to have landing engines over here. Let's go ahead and actually out. I want to see if these landing legs are actually... So... I guess another thing I'm going to have to consider is, well, I do have to deal with boil off, so radiators are probably going to have to be a must to help with that. Additionally, solar panels might be sort of interesting to figure out how I need to do them. Because, you know, if this side's the heat shield, the solar panels are probably going to have to be right here. So if I want to keep sort of all the equipment on one side. Maybe for landing, I can have like a little robotics thing that deploys solar panels out the side right there. Or maybe just keep them on the side. Yeah, what do you want? My silly dog. What's the boil off rate like? Oh yeah, that's fairly fast boil off. Got our nice little test article. You know what, for the sake of it... Actually, no, it's holding steady. I guess these things are sort of, I just... I guess these are sort of attaching to the ground and causing it to not blow away. Let's just... quick thing. Part, and... go from here. Yeah. Then... go from here. That's upside down, so we're gonna have to flip that over. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Ship 26. Oh yeah, speaking of Starship. Oh yeah, Throwville, 3-stream streak. Hope you get that back up again. Thank you for being one of my most loyal viewers. I'll name something in your honor, Davis. I don't know, something I find kind of funny is like, oh yeah, I can deploy like little satellites as like secondary payloads off my rockets or stream. People who view my stream. But yeah, yeah, these things do... What if I unlink? What is... part? Okay. So we're gonna revert back to the spaceplane hangar. Boil off is gonna be a pretty big consideration. So let's go ahead. Over. So yeah, Starship Flight 13. Well, they attempted it on Monday, not Monday. Thursday, I think. I lose track of days. Got through the count, went up to ignite, and launch, but there was a hot fire aboard, and some of the engines did not light. So what they ended up doing was they ended up taking the booster off the pad, took the ship off the pad, and they rolled them back to the Mega Bay, and they've swapped out some engines. They're probably going to roll back tomorrow to the pad and restack, and then they're going to try again on Monday, which is kind of crazy. Considering it's that little time. But let's see. What we need our light engine. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch. My dad actually came home. Up, Leo was barking. My dad actually came home a bit early. It's like, hey, you want to watch this? And I'm like, yeah. I don't know. It's always fun when. Oh yeah. It's always neat to have, you know, parents go watch things with. Always. Hmm. We might actually have to do something incredibly stupid. Let's see. Put the engines in the back. I do use tweak scale. I know some people don't like tweak scale, but I like to use it. So for helping me with things like this. What if we just started? We just started taking these motors, little Stromboli engine, just put them at the top. We have 5 of them in a row right there. Right? Like, what would the TWR say on the Mun be? Oh, well, save. Well, the TWR would be like 3. That's actually way more than enough on the Mun. If I throw that away. Yeah, 3.75. Okay, we can get away with these smaller engines. But it was like little landing engines, right? That we switched to. Yeah, there we go. That's something we could do. Full landing. I have an idea to make this a bit better. I am someone, by the way, who really I like things to look good. I like things to look good. So what I'm gonna do is we have these like little radial. Or maybe what we can. We can add like little radial adapters right there. Oh, that's. We need them. Yeah, you add in your little radial adapter, right? And pull up. You see the vision. Put them on. What you can do. Little something like that. That's something we could do. You know what? Oh, there's an ad. Oh my gosh, I thought there were no ads. This is literally says no ads. But there's an ad for. Oh, I love how ever since I started my internship at a particular home improvement retail, I keep getting ads for our competitors. I find that really interesting. No, because privacy in the modern day just does not exist. I guess it was a mid-roll ad that YouTube decided to place into this, because why not? Oh, heck yeah, Duke. That is very nice. See what you sent me. All hail Harbor Freight. My airbrush is from Harbor Freight, actually. Oh. You know what we could do instead? Like, look. A bit. Right. And we can add a little bit extra. Put hydrogen, put oxygen, make it white. And what you do is basically do that. Maybe you make it gray, so it can match up better. And there you go. You have like your little engines sort of poking out like that, and it doesn't. No, I don't like when things flip into one another. Oh. Also, this would also allow us to currently playing on the modpack Ballistic Fox I'm working on called Soul. Oh yeah, you were telling me about that the other day when we were in a call in the Brood. I don't really like. From what I saw, it was like RSSRO or some updated version of that, and because you were making Lunar. I've never really dabbled in any of that. I've always just sort of liked doing either stock or like stock achievement stuff. Like my mod pack currently is more or less stock, plus a bunch of like stock alike mods is what I should. I've never really got into the, oh yeah, modding the heck out of everything and doing realistic solar system stuff, and I never really did that. Okay, there we go. Maybe we can add the little boat tail sticking out. Just a revamped RSSRO. Yeah. Wait a sec. That's something I can change? No. But it is white, so I do actually like. I know I'm getting hung up on this, but I tend to get hung up on some of these. More like 50 second of fuel anyway. I tend to get hung up on like specific details and of things. I don't build my craft all that quickly, so. Those. Ever since I posted that Tim Hortons video, I'm spammed with 1 million spot ads. There is a Tim Hortons. where I am. I'm like, that is so bizarre. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Why am I getting hung up on this? It's just how it looks. Uh, like a tiny. My parents just got back from, they went out to eat. Apparently they said it wasn't very good. So that was unfortunate. But oh yeah, I can just use this. Wait, hold up. And then just the Strumble. Coming soon, Trek to Tim Hortons 3, Masters of Marta. Hey, I don't even remember where it was. I don't even know if it's transit accessible. That's the thing. It might have been in. Hold up. Now I'm genuinely curious to see. Hold up. Genuinely curious. I need to look this up real quick. Yeah, there is one. There's actually a few. What the heck? And all of these. Wait, Tim Hortons? Yeah, there's a few Tim Hortons. There's like. There is one that's transit accessible. It's right on MARTA. It's right by the Varsity, right by North Avenue Station. Right by Norfolk Southern headquarters as well, which is really funny. One in Lawrenceville, there's one in Duluth, and one in Johns Creek. And a few in Alpharetta. That's really weird. I mean, some of these are, like, some of these suburban ones should be transit accessible. I guess that's really funny. Yeah, I was, like, driving along, and I had to do a double take out the window, and I'm like, wait a second, what is that doing? So... Okay. Back to this. I want to get this to the point where we can really begin, like, actually testing it. Sort of out at the out on the Mun and out on Min-Min. I mean, if we can test it out at the Mun, it should work out of Min. Yeah, I was in Pittsburgh for the 4th of July and saw the Waptec. You mean General GE locomotives? But yeah, that's still pretty cool. Yeah, my sister's boyfriend has worked for I think he interned at Waptec. Not the locomotive division, some other aspect of it. So, or maybe I'm confusing it with just Westinghouse more broadly. But, oh well. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, obviously I'm in Atlanta, so I get to see the haunts on occasion. I've never actually gone up to the building itself, which you'd think I would have, because as I said, it's right outside the not North Springs, North Avenue on MARTA. It's incredibly transit accessible. Like you walk out of the station and it's there. So um, go ahead and get rid of some of these that are just kind of floating here. Yeah, tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Other than like go. Oh yeah, I had some ideas that I wanted to get down on paper. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, but also rode on the Duquesne Incline. Very cool, very cool. The Duquesne Incline is fantastic. Then I had to leave a week after the big boy rolls to their cries. Oh, that sucks. Uh, okay, so I think something that we're gonna do now is action group. Toggle or activate shut down engine, activate, 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 and then shut down engine. Oh no, I wanted to activate it. Shut down engine. Shut down engine. Shut down engine. Shut down. Hydrate. I do actually have a bottle of water next to me, so. Not very cold, but it does exist. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close that. Need RCS. Let's just go with that for now. Happens. I realize I don't actually have any RCS on this craft. Oh. I set this to type of fuel. Heavy RCS. Oh yeah, I can set this to use liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen. Let's just go ahead and slap these on there for now. This is sort of like a, oh yeah, we need to help control this. Okay. So here is just sort of our rough concept, right? No fuel. Well, it has fuel in it. No, obviously there's no electricity generation on it. You know, eventually I'm gonna have a crew compartment on here. I don't have that yet. This is just a very rough sort of prototype for getting the idea down and sort of validating it. Okay. First of all, those engines. Second. Go. Okay. Thing I'm gonna do is that orbit set around the Mun. Not all of those places. Moho, Minmus. Hello? There we go. I'm also just going to not infant propel, but definitely infant electricity, just so I don't have to bother. Where are we? The Mun. There's the Mun. Okay, so we're gonna do. I see it's rolling on its axis, so what we're gonna do, roll from here. And orbit. Probably don't need the RCS right now. Okay. Do is we're gonna begin a burn just to get ourselves into a lower orbit. Like 50 kilometers. So. Okay. One thing I've already noticed is that the engines on the gimbaling tends to cause it to move around a bunch. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I got to be within comms range of where I'm wanting to land. Okay. Right. Hustle. I don't know why this shows that we have significantly less delta V than we actually do have, but it's gonna be a 4,000. But we clearly have more. It's probably because all of that's in a single stage, probably. Like that. Want to get up landing radar. warp around there again. Only the alarms, though. The boil off is still happening, but that's okay. Okay. For engines. Obviously, I'm not doing this in an efficient manner, but that's fine by me. All right, we need to warp over here. Let's get the Mun beneath us. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. No, we're just gonna quit, right? Start our landing burn. Right. Suicide burn countdown 4 minutes. To sort of be a bit conservative in this regard. I'm gonna go ahead and start our little burn now. In the right position. Oh, there's the Monarch. Take a look. Light up our engines. That's a complete coincidence. I sort of half joke thought in my mind, like, I think we're kind of near the Monarch, but you know, there it is. There's actually multiple arches, but that is one of them. All right, so let's just go ahead and see how this works, right? Sort of canceling out our velocity as much as we can. We're coming in a pretty terrible area, not gonna lie, but it would be kind of funny if you put like landing gear inside to land that way. Okay, I sort of see where we're going to land. I don't know. I've never really built a lander like this before, so okay. I think at this point is when we can transition over our other landing engine. And also over here. Okay, this is actually working pretty well, not gonna lie. Wanna land more over here, though. no, I think we might not land. We might need some extra engines. Yeah, we're gonna crash. But actually, no. We just kind of bounced. What the heck? Oh. Yep, there we go. Well, I think we might need more landing engines. I don't know why this payload bay isn't opening. Oh, there it is. Now it's opening up. I think we're gonna need a bit more landing engines, just for, like, safety's sake. Did work. It did work. It did work as sort of intended, which is very nice. But what's over there? Oh, that's some of the extra landing gear. But yeah, like, where's the Monarch? There's the Monarch right there. I can always just revert. I can always load the last quick save. Boing and bang. Being on the moon in this game reminds me of this KSP meme involving the train I sent a while ago. I don't think I remember that one, but well, I guess in this case what we can do is we can try again. And now I know what to do this time, so I'm not gonna, like, screw it up. Okay. Alright, light up the engines. Hopefully we'll land at a sort of a smoother spot. I'm gonna target not those craters, but just kind of right before them. Yeah, there we go. Well, the mun is gonna move from underneath us, so. Right. And light up those engines. Just, I don't know why we keep twisting around like that. Because of these, might be because of the engine. Yeah, we might need to. It's sort of oscillating like that. It's very strange. I don't really know why. Switch to radar altitude. If we can come down in this area, that'll be perfect. Okay. So, switch. Here. I'd light the engines up. I think just for safety's sake and to make this more flexible, we're probably going to need some more engines. Quick save. All right, we are steady. Oh, look at that. We want to keep falling. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Ugh. Okay. That now. All right. Light them up. Thank gosh with throttleable engines. Down at 5 meters per second, we should be able to land. 15. Yep. Right. Meters a second. 4. 3 meters a second. No hard landing for this one. And touchdown. Heck yeah, we got it made there. Pull up. Ah, no, I'm not angry. No. Yes. I always forget that I'm forgetting my toggleable. There we go. I need to change that. Alright, boys, this concept is viable. And girls. And can't forget about the ladies. But this... Oh my goodness. But we have this to work. We have... what a sentence. We have this to work. It works. Okay, we got it on the surface of the Mun. A lot of fuel, though. Well, that's what the fuel depots are for. You know, before you come down and land, you fuel it up, so... Okay, now I guess it's just a matter of, getting it back into orbit. So... light him up. That up. Now, bang. There we go. And then control from here. Up, point. I guess it is technically upside down, but all right. Thing can fly back into orbit just fine. That was a very like, I guess, conservative quote-unquote landing profile. I'd still like some more engines, just in case. But maybe I can add like a third. Pitch up. you know, just for the sake of it, we'll get into ourselves a nice rough 50 by 50 kilometer orbit. But hey, that actually worked really well. That worked better than I thought it would. I thought we'd have to do a lot more screwing around with this to get it to work properly. I thought the end really didn't need. Of course, this is still just a very rough concept. Obviously, this isn't like anything fully fleshed out. But it does prove that this concept is sound, so might do a few things. I might change out the engines, these engines up here, for something different, because if these are just gonna like be all sort of wobbly on us, right? We're in an orbit now, but like take a look, right? Oh no, it's pretty stable. I guess if I just keep it at gimbal 0, it won't like wobble around. I guess if I, you know, increase the gimbal, it'll look. There's more oscillation. Oh, I can't revert the flight. Okay, well that sucks. Well, if I can't revert the flight, then in that case, let's just warp up here real quick. And then yeah, just point us radial in. Just... Yep, just 2,000 meters a second at delta V. Sure, why not? We're not gonna see it, but yeah, we might be able to see it a little. But yeah, look at it. I don't know why it's like going crazy like that in terms of oscillating and moving around and all that. I think it might be. Oh yeah, probably because of the gimbal, if I were to guess. Let's just... Hold up, let me just... Yeah, it is awkwardly sort of pitching it. Probably needs the RCS. But yeah, let's just do this until we crash into you know, I can't revert, so might as well just, instead of leaving it out here, might as well just crash it. Yep. Just waiting for this to continue to fly, then eventually crash. I really don't know what else to say at this point other than just, you know, just let it just go. Let it go. There it is. Okay, so things I want to do. I'm sort of dissatisfied with the landing gear and also the engines on the bottom. I'd like to fix that, or at least make it less stupid looking. The engines at the back, we're gonna have to... I mean... They're gonna want to constantly turn. We're gonna have to, like, constantly use the RCS for this. Yeah. Yeah, this still has a ways to go in terms of... I saw on Discord today, so I want to do a poll. What kind of... Why? I mean, I like Randy Clark and all that, but, like, just why? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was kicking off my, my happy redeem, and I forget that... Oh yeah, oh yeah, like, it also does things in KSP like that. Anyways, we're now going about... Well, by the time we get to cutoff, we'll be going 3,000 meters a second. So we're now going 3... Oh wait, are we gonna miss the moon completely? No, look, we're barely going to... Okay, we're now at cutoff. Okay, escape velocity is in theory in 18 minutes. What is this orbit? What is the solar orbit gotten ourselves? Oh my goodness. So if we didn't crash through the Mun, we'd be kicked up into this stupid 9-year orbit. Oh my gosh. We're going fast. What? How long until impact? 5 minutes? We're moving in real time, that fast. Let's have 2 meters a second left at Delta V. Okay. Well... Hold up. I need to... Just for this. Where's the ambient light? Video and graphics. Well, I still really can't see the surface, but I guess what we can do is we can check our radar altimeter. Coming under 10,000 now. Oh, there's the Mun. Oh my gosh. Real time, by the way. Here we go. We're going in. Bro thinks he can land. Yeah, he's gonna land all right. We're at 19,000. We're going 3,300. We're gonna impact at like 3,300 meters a second. Oh my goodness. This is gonna get obliterated. Right? Goodbye. Dang. Yup, completely eviscerated. Nothing survives. If this was the real moon, that would create a massive crater. So maybe not a massive one, but definitely a big one. Where exactly did we crash? I don't think anyone's ever been here before. What was our... Yeah, rough idea, crashed into the Mun. 3,338 meters a second is our impact velocity. Wonderful. Okay, well, I guess at this point what we can do is we can go back to the Space Center. Um, yeah, this is an idea that works. I'm very happy that this idea works. It just needs a bit more refinement. Why does everything look so washed out? Well, that's because of the ambient light boost. Like 50. Put it like 45 and like. Yeah, there we go. Now it doesn't look like my eyes have been burnt out. Oh my goodness. All right, back to this. Okay. There's a couple of things I want to change. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take away some of this stuff. Actually, no. I can keep that stuff. Actually, no. Yeah, I need to take it away because what I want to do. Is this in the official one? What server is this in, Gam, if you're okay with sharing? Because that is... Yeah, that's something. Excuse me. I've basically had the same meal. I've had barbecue for basically, yeah, the same barbecue basically for 3 days in a row. Because yesterday night my dad went out and got us barbecue and he got us ribs. I'm like, I love ribs. Ribs are the best. And he also got like lima beans and mac and cheese, and it was really, really delicious. And so I woke up this morning and, I did some things. I went to the train store and then I came back. I'm like, oh, it's lunchtime. What am I going to have? Oh, I want these ribs again because those were really good. 'Cause, I don't know, they had like a really special kind of rib sauce on that was so delicious. And then for dinner, my parents, they wanted to go out. And so I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like going out. I kind of want to stream. And they're like, okay, you can stay home and stream. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to have again? Well, there's still some leftovers, so I had it again. I think the key to the ribs were, they had like this rib sauce, this like vinegar-based rib sauce. That was just so good. And it was straight up delicious. I think that was the key. Jar Jars. It was just so good. Okay, so ISP is 125. That's just a J2. We could just put a J2 on this. Really. The ISP on this. 410 vacuum, 468 vacuum, 410. I think it was higher ISP. 50. That also has 460. I don't know why, but this, for whatever reason. Yeah, I guess we can keep this. We can just set it so that we don't have any gimbal on it. And also maybe like... Right, because if we're re-entering, we're doing aero braking. Okay, so open the cargo bay. Bay doors. Save. Okay. Got our structural fuselage here. I would like it better that way. Yeah. triple landing engine. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks cool. What else? What else? Ugh. Yeah. I really don't know what else to talk about right now. My internship is almost over. I have this week, and I'm not even going to be there Thursday and Friday because I'm going on vacation with my family. And then it's just next week, and then I'm done. And next week is also, or this week's also my big report out in front of the big VP of supply chain. So that's gonna be interesting. Oh, those automatically copied over. Okay, that was actually. Let's go ahead and those activate, shut that down. That shuts down, activate. Getting some new art, but I'm not gonna share just yet. Because it's still a sketch, so I mean, I guess I could share it, but I don't know. I'm just not gonna share. I don't feel like it. And meter heat shield right there. Oh yeah, you can inflate and deflate this. Why don't I just use that? I just realized, like, why don't I just... I'm sort of locked in. I don't want to restart this design. Maybe on, like, a future variant of or whatever. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, another thing that I need is, well, I'll need a docking port eventually. Heavy bipropellant arsenal. I'm sort of trying to keep the center of mass as, well, center as I possibly can. I thought I kind of wanted more control. So, is there... Yeah, I'm not adding that massive thing onto the side. Yeah, maybe if I have them more further out. Yeah, maybe if I have them further out, that yeah, but then that looks stupid right there. It's sort of glitching it away. By propel. I mean, we could also just Those are for atmospheric. I mean, if we're designing this for doing atmosphere stuff, like for aero braking, right? We can just bring this thing back down. Fine. That's absolutely something that we can do. I really don't. I don't like how the the raceway is glitching into it. Okay. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Take that off. Take all three of these off. Okay. We're gonna angle that so we can place the OCS blocks right there. I think before they just need to be a bit further out, right? I think that's the big thing. I hear Bear barking. He is being silly dumb, as he often is. Nope, I don't need the manual. Oop, no, that should only be. Yep. Ah, it's glitched into one another. I'm sorry. This is how I just build things, and I typically replace the same parts every single time on the craft. But it's fine. My stream. My stream, my rules. Let's see. Go. Got those heavy fiber-pound blocks on the side. Oxidizer. Right. And get them back here as well. Rid of them. Engine plate. Take that off. Nope. Place it like right there. There. The engine blocks. All the way back there. That should give us a bit more control. Because they're further away from the center. So a bit more leverage in terms of what we're trying to do. Go. gonna be interesting, like, done with my internship. What am I gonna do? I think I might have a video to make. So, what kind of radiators we'll use to extend its surface time? I actually don't know. That's a thing, because where am I going to mount the solar panels and all the radiators on them? It's sort of my main question. But we'll work that out once we get to it. Even if, listen, even if this initial version I still have to deal with boil off and I have to limit its surface stay because of that, like, that's fine. But we'll see. I've never really built a craft like this before that sort of hops around wherever I want it to go. And I am, as I said, I am placing sort of some engineering restrictions on myself, like this thing needs to be able to aero brake, so that's why I'm sort of making it, like, role-playing, making it a bit aerodynamic. It needs to, you know, it can only, the launch vehicles I'm going to build are going to be 3.5 meters, so that's why it's 3.5 meters, and there's not going to be much sticking out of it. Well, these engines stick out of it, but that is something which we can deal with. Probably place it into a fairing or something. Specialized fairing when we do this. But generally, I want to try and keep things 3.5 meters, at least initially. The opposite side of the heat shield. Yeah, so the heat shield's going to be here. The radiators are likely going to be... Actually, what we can probably do is... Where's thermal? There are, like, surface-mounted radiators. Put on. Stuff like that. I can just cover the top with these surface-mounted radiators. Or, obviously, put, like, proper radiator panels up there or something like that. Down in, put down in. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. Activate engine. Shut down engine. Shut down. Engine. Shut down engine. Shut down engine. Shut down engine. And down engine. Activate engine. Activate engine. Activate. You know what? Even if we side mount launch this, we can fail. For, you know, the sake of launching it is going to be a bit asymmetrical, but oh well. Okay. So, what else? What else? Well, this thing needs to be able to dock, right? My idea is I have, like, a little payload, little crew compartment in here, and then, like, I don't know, maybe a rover can fold out from the sort of side over here. The idea is, as I said, the idea is this just lands on a planet, and, you know... Oh, we need the landing gear. That is correct. Landing gear. That's not the right kind of landing gear. Did have those adjustable base. That is pretty big. Yeah, okay, that landing gear works, right? And then obviously landing gear. Yeah, maybe I should have the lane. Like right there, maybe. Something like that. I like it look like how it's sort of sunken in, like that. And how to still extend out pretty far. Okay, there we go. Another thing. I was want to make sure that line up properly. Oh, they're not lined up properly. Oh, that's gonna drive me insane. Where's the frames? Frames for the... Hold up, let me throw this out. Okay. That right there. There. Nope, wrong. Wrong thing. Oh, so I'm not only the one whose stream is lagging like crazy. Yeah, the internet at my parents' house. Um, I apologize for. There's not really much I can really do about it. Um. That. No, why is it like that on one end, but it on the other? It's gonna drive me. Okay. Um, alright, so I think this is good for now. I'm getting a bit frustrated, I can already tell. But I think for now, just sort of what I have, I think is okay. I'm a bit of a shorter KSP stream. I'm probably going to start to end the stream here. Also, if the stream is, you know, having issues, that also might be a thing that is a problem. Okay. Let me check something. But thank you all for watching. I'm gonna end the stream here because I'm getting tired and I kind of want to go to bed. Or just read or do something else. Because I can tell I am getting frustrated at this. I know what I need to do. I just am getting frustrated. Don't feel like doing it. But thank you, James Duke Dog, Thoroville 109, Nuclear Nerds, Gam Wolfers, for all joining. And yeah, I don't know when I'll stream next. It probably won't be tomorrow, but maybe it won't be next week either because I'll be on vacation. So maybe I'll stream like Wednesday night. Who knows? No hard commitment on that. But yeah, I'm just gonna end the stream. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. So goodbye, everybody.